is there a player who divides opinion amongst Premier League fans as much as Raheem Sterling? Taken on their own, his stats belong among the elite. 154 career goals in 468 appearances for Manchester City and Liverpool, almost 1 in every 3 games. But with Sterling, numbers have never been enough to safeguard his reputation. From poor finishing to diving to the outright sinister, there are several common jibes that do the rounds about the English forward on social media and beyond. Not everyone is convinced. Now Sterling's true value is set to be debated once more, with Chelsea all but confirming a £45 million move for the forward. Yet considering the Blues are a direct rival to Manchester City and Sterling is still only 27, their willingness to let him go so easily is only playing into the hands of his biggest critics. So with that in mind, in our latest Football Daily Explained, we're asking the question, is Sterling simply not elite? Or are Chelsea gaining one of the most unappreciated forwards in English top-flight history? And if so, how will he fit into Thomas Tuchel's system? Let's find out. When it comes to Raheem Sterling, the most common accusation is that the Londoner lacks a cutting edge. Forget 109 Premier League goals, his biggest adversaries think he should have done better. Glaring misses such as against Burnley in 2018 or in City's shock loss to Lyon in the Champions League 2 years later only serve as ammunition for their cause. But how much truth are there in these claims? Adam Bate of Sky Sports decided to look at Sterling's numbers and discovered that the Englishman has more than done his bit. His research revealed that since the start of the 2016-17 campaign, when Pep Guardiola arrived at the Etihad, Sterling has scored 85 times in the Premier League. Not only is this the 6th most of any player in that period, but 3.2 goals more than expected. An exceptional return, but what works against Sterling is his history of scoring from close range. Of the 8 players to have scored 80 or more goals since 2016, only Jamie Vardy shoots close to the golden Sterling at 13.1 yards to 14 yards respectively. This can be compared to Mohamed Salah and Harry Kane, 2 finishers renowned for the spectacular, with both averaging shots from over 15.5 yards. Finding himself closer to the goal means Sterling's chances have a higher expected goal value of 0.18 per shot, once again only bettered by Vardy. This makes Sterling's highlights reel appear less impressive than his peers capable of dipping drives from distance, but that shouldn't take away from just how clinical the 27-year-old really is. Opta data shows that Sterling has scored 63 of the 132 big chances on offer to him in the Premier League. This gives him an almost identical conversion rate to Salah, a 3-time inclusion in the PFA Team of the Year. Not only that, he has a superior conversion rate to a selection of his City teammates, including Gabriel Jesus, Bernardo Silva and Riyad Mahrez, plus Bayern Munich's Sadio Mane. Yes, Sterling has missed opportunities, 69 big chances since 2016 to be precise. But both Salah and Kane have missed more in that period. Yet the pair have populated their many goals with 25 from outside the box, moments that overshadow their mistakes. With only 4 scored outside the penalty area, Sterling isn't afforded the same luxury. But that does not make him any worse of a finisher. In the words of Adam Bate, with Sterling, our minds remember the misses but award little credit for the goals. In short, his ability to arrive in goal-scoring areas must be praised, not ridiculed when a chance passes him by. Put it on a plate and Sterling has proven time and time again he is among the most clinical in the game. And let's face it, how often have Chelsea fans been able to say that about Lukaku or Werner in the past 2 years? Another factor that has worked against Sterling during his time with Manchester City is the sheer quality of players that surrounds him. The QPR Academy star has been lucky enough to rub shoulders with a plethora of stars, from David Silva and Sergio Aguero to Leroy Sané and Riyad Mahrez. Such a stunning pool of competition has made it easy for Pep Guardiola to swap out his starting 11. The Spanish coach regularly admits he can't guarantee anyone minutes, and Sterling has been a victim of that approach. While in Manchester, he has stayed incredibly fit. According to Transfermarkt, the longest period Sterling has spent on the treatment table was for 6 matches in 2017-18. In fact, he has missed just 4 more games in the past 3 seasons. Yet his game time doesn't reflect that of a player who's almost constantly available. In the league, Sterling has been a substitute 32 times. What's more, he's failed to come off the bench or been dropped from the squad on another 29 occasions. This inconsistency can affect the confidence of any player, and Sterling is no exception. The end of the 2020-21 campaign saw his frustrations boil over, as having been used for much of the season, Sterling was benched or left out of the squad in 5 of City's final 13 matches. It was even reported that one of his absences came after clashing with Guardiola over his minutes. Sterling admitted to to Sky Sports that it was bothering him, saying, "If you're not playing, you're not happy. That's me, that's been me since I was a kid." Speculation was rife that he might push for a move away from the Etihad last summer, but Sterling stayed put. Last season, however, his league minutes were slashed to 2,127, his lowest yet in a City shirt, as Guardiola continued to rotate his options. He would still score 13 and assist 7 at a rate of 1 goal involvement every 118 minutes. Truly standing out in a side where your position isn't guaranteed is never easy, let alone at Manchester City, one of the best technical sides the English game has ever seen. And Sterling is not the first to grow tired of the catch-22 he faces with the Sky Blues. Bernardo Silva's form has fluctuated over the years. Leroy Sané pushed for a move to Bayern Munich, while this summer, Gabriel Jesus decided to swap his bit part role at City for centre stage at Arsenal. For all the Brazilian's talents, last season he only received 55% of available league minutes. Arguably, no side has ever boasted as much depth and attack as the Citizens. Jamie Vardy's goal-scoring exploits have been rightly celebrated, thanks to his journey to the top and his talismanic role helping Leicester to unexpected glory. It can then be argued that away from the City winning machine, Sterling has a greater opportunity to stand out. At Chelsea, a side where only 3 players have hit double figures in the league over the past 4 years, Sterling's ability to find the net should be much more appreciated. It is also no secret that he's a player that craves leadership and responsibility. Part of the leadership group at City, off the pitch his various philanthropic endeavours and work tackling racism have earned him plenty of plaudits. But this has also worked against him. As in the words of ESPN's Mark Ogden, Sterling's refusal to tiptoe around difficult subjects is why he divides opinion and is still subjected to the hostility that others escape. This was plain to see ahead of Euro 2020, when his position in the starting 11 for England was under threat from a public vying to see Jack Grealish, Phil Foden or Jadon Sancho in the side. However, Gareth Southgate chose Sterling, who on 61 caps was the most experienced member within the three-line setup, and his loyalty in the forward would be richly rewarded. Given centre stage, Sterling was instrumental in getting England to the final, scoring 3 and assisting 1. The Daily Telegraph's Matt Law declared, "Raheem Sterling has not only been England's star of the tournament, but also the player of these European Championships, and few could disagree." At Chelsea, he should be handed the title role he is craving. David Ornstein of The Athletic claims Sterling will become the highest paid member of the Blue squad, on over £300,000 per week, taking that mantle from Lukaku, the man he is effectively replacing. That is not to say Sterling isn't out-and-out forward. Though he has played that role in Guardiola's fluid forward line and during his Liverpool days, his best work for club and country has often come from the left. Whether or not he will assume the same role at Chelsea depends on Thomas Tuchel's plans next season. Typically, the German has set up a side in a 3-4-2-1, with Kai Havertz assuming a false 9 role in attack. Should Tuchel stick to this, then there is every chance Sterling will feature in his preferred position on the left behind the striker. But Chelsea already has plenty of candidates for this role, including Timo Werner, Christian Pulisic and Callum Hudson-Odoi, although none of these were truly convincing last term. From over 3,500 minutes combined in the league, they could only score 11 and assist 5 between them, 4 goal involvements fewer than Sterling. On average, the City man completed more dribbles, more passes and more touches in the penalty area than the trio, while only Werner had more chances. But the German scored just 4, with a dismal shot accuracy of 35.6%, indicative of his struggles in West London since arriving from Leipzig. As mentioned, Sterling can also play through the middle, taking the strain off Havertz. However, there is a chance the pair could play together in attack. The Athletic believe Tuchel is considering moving to a 4-4-2 next term to make greater use of the natural wingers in his squad. If this happens, Sterling and Havertz could lead the line. All eyes then on Chelsea's impending tour of America, which should give us a glimpse of what to expect. The Blues' new owner Todd Boehly reportedly favours a data-led approach to recruitment and has given Tuchel a greater say in transfers than any Chelsea manager has enjoyed in years. Both of their assessments have led them to Sterling, and for good reason. Is he the perfect player? No, but is he a proven upgrade on their current options? Absolutely. Even with 1 year left on his City contract, £45 million is a bargain. He may never fully win over the court of public opinion, but Sterling has nothing to prove. He is among the very best England have ever produced, and Chelsea now have him in his prime. What a way to start the new era at the club. So that was our assessment on how Raheem Sterling fits in at Chelsea and whether or not he's one of the most underappreciated players in Premier League history. What do you guys think at home? Let us know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Football Daily, hit the notification bell and give this video a like if you enjoyed what we had to say, and we'll see you next time.